Hello class, so we'd like to look at the questions from 59, the part 2 for the upcoming exam. So let us try to get started here. The roots of the equation, and then this is the equation, and then these things are given. The fact, as soon as you have seen this one, what we have to look at is discriminant. So b squared minus 4ac. Now let's look at it. B here is equal to negative 10. So negative 10 squared minus 4 times a. In this case, a is equal to 1. And then c here is equal to 25. Then here what we end up getting is negative 10 squared becomes 100 minus 100, which is equal to 0. Since the discriminant is equal to 0, what do you realize? Yes, if you remember the chart, then that's corresponding to real, rational, and equal. Choice 3 will be our answer. Number 60, same thing. So let us try to look at the discriminant once again. B squared minus 4ac. Here b is equal to 3 squared minus 4, a is equal to 9, c is equal to negative 4. Alright, so here we get 9, and 4 times 4 becomes positive. Negative times negative becomes positive. And when you multiply everything out, we end up getting 144, which is equal to 153. Now, the fact that we have 153 as our discriminant, in fact, it's a positive. So therefore, we're going to be looking at any one of these three. But since this is positive, positive, that means it cannot be equal to 0. And when you look into this one, you see that it's not a perfect square. When it's not a perfect square, we get real, irrational, unequal. That's the key word over here. So therefore, our answer is choice 4. Now, number 61. We need to use the discriminant to find the value of k. Having equal roots. Equal roots, that means the discriminant, once again, has to be equal to 0. That's what it means. So let us try to look at it together. B, negative k squared minus 4. A is equal to 1. C is equal to 4. Now, then this becomes k squared minus 16 has to equal to 0. Then by adding 16, we get k squared will be equal to 16. Then k will be in fact equal to plus or minus 4. So any one of those two will be our correct answer, plus 4 or minus 4. Alright, here we are looking at the now quadratic inequalities. Let us try to look at them together. The first step would have been subtracting 10, so x squared minus 3x minus 10 is greater than 0. Now next what we have to do is we have to set them equal to 0. So assume x squared minus 3x minus 10 equal to 0. Then here when you factor them, x minus 5 and x plus 3 is equal to 0. Then here we get negative 3 and then positive 5. So those are the two values that makes this one equal to 0, which gave us the three intervals. Then let's try to pick a value in each section. Here, what if x was equal to negative 4, which is less than negative 3, and x is equal to 0, and x is equal to 6. When x equals negative 4, if you have to plug them into way up here, then we get 16 plus 12, and then minus 10, which you end up getting 18, which is a positive number. And that's exactly what I'm looking for, positive, greater than 0. So that section is okay. If x equals 0, then this portion is 0, 0, so we end up getting negative 10. Negative 10 is not greater than 0. So this section is not what we want. Let's look at when x equals 6. If x equals 6 here, we get 36 minus 18 minus 10, which we end up getting positive numbers still. End up getting 12, I believe. No, 8. No, is it 4? Let's try to do it together actually. 36 minus 18 minus 10. Yes, we end up getting 8. 8 is a positive number. Therefore, this is what we are looking at. So therefore, our answer will be on these two outer sections. Since I don't have the underline equal to, therefore I'm going to have an open circle in both cases. And then in this case, I'm looking for the values of x In fact, I'm sorry, I made a silly mistake. This one should be 2. Hence, this one should be -2. My bad. So values of x has to be less than -2 or greater than 5, which is choice 3. Number 67. So here, let's try to subtract 5 from each side. Minus 4x minus 5 is greater than 0. Now then here, we're going to assume x squared minus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. That means x minus 5 and x plus 1 is equal to 0. That tells us our boundaries are -1 and 5. Then here, let us assume that x equals maybe -2, 0, and then maybe 6. You see, if you have to plug in -2 in place of x here, you will realize that this portion becomes positive. In your case, you can actually try to plug in and then see what you end up getting. If you have to plug in 0, 0, 0, we end up getting -5. -5 is not greater than 0, so therefore this section is out. When you plug in 6, this portion becomes positive, so our answer will be 2 out of section once again. And then since I don't have underline, it's going to be open circle. Alright, now number 68. Here, since y's are equal to each other, we just have to set them equal to each other. 3x minus 6 is equal to, basically what I'm doing is substituting this one in place of y. X squared minus x minus 6. So by subtracting 3x, we get x squared minus 4x. Adding 6 from both sides, simply equal to 0. Now when I factor this one, x and then x minus 4, then the only thing that we end up getting is x equals 0 by making a t-chart, and x equals 4. So we have two answers. They will get these two equations to be equal to each other. That means our answer must be choice 2. Alright, number 69. So same idea. If I were to add x to both sides, x plus 5 is equal to y. Now putting this one in place of y, then what we end up getting is 4x squared, which is equal to -17x plus x plus 5 plus 4. You see, I have placed x plus 5 in place of y. Now putting everything onto the left side, what we end up getting is this 4x squared. I had a -17x. By adding x, we'll end up getting -16x. Putting it over to the other side, we end up getting positive 16x. Here it would have been 9. Putting it over to the other side, we get -9 equal to 0. Now, you can use the quadratic formula, or what you can do is you could also try to factor this one. When you factor this, we get 2x, and then 9 and -1. Then, that's our factoring. Here, you'll realize that 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. When you solve this one, x will be equal to 1/2. Here, 2x minus plus 9 is equal to 0. That means x equals -9/2. Now, but we're not done because we have to find the y values. You see, when x equals 1/2, we're going to be using this one. Maybe I'm going to make a little chart here. X and then the y. When x equals 1/2, y, we can find it by 1/2 plus 5, which is equal to 11/2. So 1/2 comma 11/2 becomes our answer. How about the second one? -9/2. If you have to plug in -9/2 in place of x, just like right over here, and adding 5, then you will get 1/2 as the answer. So therefore we have two pairs. 1/2 comma 11 over 2 and negative 9 over 2, comma, 1/2. And that becomes our answer. Alright, and I'll continue further later with part 3. Have a nice day.